this video, I am going to review all the laws of thermodynamics. There are 4 laws of thermodynamics, and the first one is generally known as Zeroth Law of Thermodynamics. This Zeroth Law of Thermodynamics states that two bodies at thermal equilibriums are at same temperature. Or we can understand it in another form, that if we have 3 thermodynamic systems A, B and C, and if A and B are in the thermal equilibrium and B and C are in the thermal equilibrium, then according to Zeroth law, A and C will always be in thermal equilibrium. This is the basic principle on which the thermometers are constructed. Now, next law of thermodynamics is the first law of thermodynamics, which is basically the law of conservation of energy. And in mathematical form, we can write it as delta U is equal to delta Q plus delta W. Here, delta U is the internal energy of the system, delta Q is the heat, and delta W is the work done. This law states that energy can be converted from one form to the other forms, but it cannot be created or destroyed. That is, it is converting from one form to the other form. So, the first law of thermodynamics is basically about the conservation of energy. Next law of thermodynamics is generally known as the second law of thermodynamics. And second law of thermodynamics is related to the entropy of the system, and it states that the entropy change of a thermodynamic system or in overall universe is always positive. That is, entropy of a universe is increasing with the passage of time. Entropy is basically defined as the measure of disorder of a system. So, according to second law of thermodynamics, the disorder in thermodynamic system always increases with the passage of time. And now moving on to the third law of thermodynamics. Third law of thermodynamics basically states that when we decrease temperature, entropy of a system decreases, and at temperature of 0 Kelvin and for a perfect crystalline structure, its entropy becomes equal to 0. That is, when we generally decrease the temperature of a thermodynamic system, orderness increases and the entropy of a system decreases. And when this temperature approaches at 0 Kelvin, then this entropy approaches the value of 0. So this is the third law of thermodynamics, that at temperature of 0 Kelvin, entropy of a pure perfect crystalline compound becomes equal to 0. So these are the 4 laws of thermodynamics. First one is related to the relation between thermal equilibrium and the temperature. Then first law of thermodynamics is about the conservation of energy. Second law of thermodynamics is related to the entropy of the system. And the third one is related to the entropy of a perfect crystalline compound at temperature of 0 Kelvin. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned from this. Kindly subscribe this YouTube channel for more physics stuff.